A new week, so a new video. First of all, thanks everyone for sharing so many likes on my former videos. Continue to do that because that gives me motivation to continue to upload them. So thanks in advance, and don't forget to like it if you appreciate it. Else don't like it, of course. Well, what did we had last week? I made multiple videos where I said that price was compressing, where we were making these lower highs on Bitcoin and these higher lows, which means that we were building up liquidity on both sides, so on the upper side and on the lower side, and that I was expecting price to compress more into the apex before moving to either side, so either to the upside or to the downside and then reverse, because oftentimes the first move can be the fake move, because if market makers want to sell or build shorts, they need to grab liquidity to either side and then they can reverse it to the other side. So I said for the bullish case, what I would have liked to see is that price moves down, grabs liquidity to the downside, big players can fill their orders, and then we can move to the upside. Now that we have moved to the upside early in the week with a Sunday pump into Monday, that plan has not changed. So with this move, I'm being a bit cautious that this could potentially be a fake move to gather liquidity before reversing towards the lower part of the range. However, for now, trend is up. We have also taken out the range high level right here. But if we look at the, I call it time and distance. If you look at this move, then it's still relatively small in size, like this. What you don't often see is that you have this small of a deviation that you then get like that reversal. So I'm not expecting the big reversal to happen just yet. I think it can take a little longer, in which we potentially form like a new local range right here. That we then see price rotate here, maybe take the highs once more, and then I will be looking for potential distribution models, because then if you look at it timing wise, it looks better for big players to build their short positions and then potentially get that reversal. So that's what I'm currently eyeing, and I wouldn't also be surprised if we potentially first, that can also happen, that we get the backtest of the value area high, which is the value area high. If we take the volume profile from this level, then we can see that this fresh created demand from Sunday is in confluence with the value area high. So until proven otherwise, that is support. So what could also happen is that we first get a move into here, then bounce from there, then create a deeper distribution this week, and then get that reversal. So that's also something I'm looking at, which means that if we come here, then I'm interested in potential scalp longs to ride them into that potential next higher low. And if we get signs for distribution, then I close that long into a short. Preferably, that will be the perfect plan. But yeah, we have multiple ways to play this. So for now, I'm not in a hurry to jump in anything, because if we also just look at structure, then we are still bullish. If we look at the 1 hour, for example, then unless we get a clean structure break, then I'm not too much in a hurry here to short, because structure is most important. And right now, I would not know where to put my stop loss as a super clean invalidation. So I want to see a bit more. And we can also look at what is the volume profile, or at least the footprints and the order flow telling us. Then last week I shared that we had multiple levels. I think it was around here. That we had a lot of poor highs, liquidity levels resting higher. So that I wouldn't be surprised to see price rotate higher or rotate lower to then go to the opposite side. Right now, price has taken almost all the liquidity levels on the upside. We have some fair value gaps resting higher with the point of control of that breakdown level from that huge crash 2 or 3 weeks ago. And more locally, we have some naked daily point of controls from Sunday and then also from last week on Thursday. So yeah, pure from a liquidity perspective, there's reason to go for both levels, but lower prices have a bit more, yeah, in my opinion, act as a magnet. So that's a confluence for the potential short. I'm planning to look taking either today or tomorrow, because as we know, early in the week, often we form the weekly pivot, so either the high or the low. So today's price action, we right now have a high right here, could potentially already be the high, but yeah, then I want to see stronger displacement lower, then tomorrow potentially a lower high, and if we then locally break structure, then I might take a short with this being the weekly high, and then looking for that rotation lower. But we could also make a new high tomorrow, in which we potentially today move a bit lower, take that high tomorrow, and if we then get a break of structure, then I'm looking for shorts and to play the range, in which this is our range high, this is the range low. Then here we took out the range high liquidity, and as we can see, we have liquidity right there, with all these higher lows building up. So there's a lot of liquidity resting in this whole region. So if we just look at it purely from a range trading perspective, then we just took the range highs with a lot of liquidity resting lower, which to me is a sign that this could potentially be a reversal. Also, because if market makers truly want to push price way higher, then I would find it a bit questionable why they would leave all this liquidity behind. So if we already move up from here, let's say we do this, then I'm more inclined that this could potentially be a next major short, because I don't see us going to new all-time highs before clearing all this liquidity. So actually, for the bullish case, I would like to see us deviate at high, go to the range lows, take all this liquidity, and then I think that market makers have enough fuel to give a full rotation, potentially back to new all-time highs. So first lower is, in my opinion, more bullish than already going for the highs. So that's a bit of the context building why I'm expecting also lower prices here. But yeah, we have to see what happens. A lot can happen. We can also first go to this zone, but then I'm more inclined for heavy swing shorts if we go up here without taking all this liquidity. Because eventually market will always grab liquidity where possible. So if the market makers want to push this way higher, I don't see much good reasons to not take all this liquidity first. So yeah, that's basically it. Quickly, yeah, USDT is like this is the former accumulation range from where that huge move up came. Price cleared most of the wick right here, and right now we are moving back towards the range low of this level, which is on top of that former range high. So this is a pretty strong support level where we can look for potential local accumulation signs if we tap into this demand. But for now, price is locally pretty bearish. So yeah, best case scenario is that we see some form of a ranging environment, because right now structure is just, if we skip some points right here, bearish. So until this flips bullish, I think that this can make a new low, and then we can look at this from a new ranging perspective, and then we can see if we sweep that low right here into that demand, then we can look if this potentially flows over into like an accumulation model, and then that's a big confluence for the potential short on Bitcoin. That's the main thing I'm looking at right now. For altcoins, yeah, ETH also broke out of that pennant with these lows building up. Here we have the deep wick, then we have the higher low, higher low, higher low. So that's basically also sell side liquidity building up, with even more liquidity building up here into the weekend. So also for ETH, yeah, we could push higher, but I think that's more short-term lived if we do that. And then I'm looking for shorts either if we take the range high, or I want to see price come here and then look for the local higher low. and then short it, because yeah, if they really want to push this higher, also here I don't see a reason why they would not first take all this sell side liquidity. Of course it can happen, but yeah, very doubtful about it, because markets often don't work like that. So yeah, let's see. For now, we see sellers step in a bit on New York Open as well. So let's see how that behaves. If we move strongly lower here, then I'm looking potentially for that lower high tomorrow. And if we locally break structure, then I think this could even be the weekly high. And I look for shorts, but I will not be surprised either if we make one more high and then go lower. But overall, this is a zone I'm looking for short triggers. But yeah, it can take a bit more time. But as we know, Monday and Tuesday are very important days in the week. So if we form the high of the week early, it's most likely to happen either today or tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. Beside that, we have big news events this week. We have FOMC on Wednesday, I believe, or Thursday. We have Trump speaking with Xi Jinping. And we have a few other big events with some stock earnings and stuff like that. So yeah, proves to be a week full of volatility. Last week we had a lot of internal choppy price action, but right now we are moving to the range extremes. So that's always a level I'm more interested in playing potential rotations than playing in the mid range. This is more for only scalps. Right here you can look for potential swings. So yeah, that's the plan for now. If you have any questions, let me know. And I want to thank you again for watching this video, and don't forget to leave a like if you appreciate this video format. So thanks for watching, and happy trading, and cheers.